Well, hello everybody. My name is Luke Sharon, and this is episode 6 of the Strive Mindset podcast. The Strive Mindset is all about personal development and constantly trying to be better, whether this is within health, fitness, business, or anything else. And following the Kaizen approach of continuous change and making small, incremental, daily changes every day to work towards a bigger goal. Essentially always trying to be 1% better. Now, last week was another solo podcast, but this week I have not just one, not two, but 3 guests on the show. And we're going to be talking about the topic of home gyms and training from home. So first of all, we have Adam Ariff from Beyond Educated. Welcome to the show, Adam.
Hello, how are we doing?
Very good. We also have a mystery guest, known probably as the voice behind the camera for our other guest, Craig from Grey Wolf Fitness. Welcome, Craig.
Is it all good, YouTube? It is mint! And welcome to the show!
Right, that's it. Then stop. That's enough.
That was awesome.
No, there's more! Now you've seen the title, haven't you? Luke's put it up. What's the title, Luke?
I don't know yet, actually. Probably home gyms and training from home, something like that.
Sweet baby Jesus, she was bad as her. Oh my God.
I thought it was a fantastic intro. That's definitely the loudest intro I've definitely had in the show.
Yeah.
I think it contrasts my dulcet tones quite nicely.
Trust my intro.
I like it.
Hello.
I like it.
Well, great to have you both on the show. For those that watch my YouTube channel, they'll know that I've done a colour video before with Adam. This is actually the first time I've actually met Grey Wolf, a.k.a. Craig, or
AKA Craig.
yeah, in person. I must stop referring to you as Grey Wolf. I will refer to you as Craig. So today we're talking about home gyms. And if you watch the shows Beyond Educated and Grey Wolf Fitness, you'll know that both Adam and Craig train from home in garage gyms. Is that a correct description?
Yeah, I would say so.
So they are the perfect guests to have on today's show. So very quickly, I guess we'll start with Adam. Before we get into the how of how you do everything from home, first of all, let's talk about the why. So why do you train?
Yeah, why do I train from home more specifically? I'm guessing, or why do I train in general?
Why do you train in general, I guess, really?
Yeah, I think really, linked into what you were talking about at the beginning of the intro was I've always been involved in fitness. It's always been a big part of my life. It's always been something that has been able to take my mind away from whether it's exams at school and all that kind of stuff. And just when I'm training, whether it's been playing rugby or doing martial arts or lifting weights, regardless of the goal, it's always been something that I can just switch off from the world, if you like. And I go through different periods, I think, of intensity of training. But when I'm into something, I've got a program going, that's for me what it's all about.
Awesome. And what about you, Craig?
Now, I am completely different.
Oh, good.
Now, me and Sue have known each other since we were about 4 or 5, haven't we? And Sue remembers when I was a little chubby kid.
You've known each other for that long?
Yeah.
For that
Wow.
long. Yeah. No, she used to play with my Action Man.
That sounds like a
Actually,
euphemism.
that was on the other night. So, it's true though. So, I'll be about 12 years old. Saw Rocky 4.
Nice.
I think we've mentioned this
Yeah,
before.
that's right.
Saw Sylvester Stallone's body, and I was a little chubby kid, and I wanted that body.
Yeah.
Went to Argos, got my first plastic coat, the concrete plastic coated weights.
Oh, yeah.
Got my first set of them, and I've been hooked ever since.
Nice. So mine was very similar. So I normally have 3 reasons for training. It's health, fitness, and looking good. And the priority changes all the time. So sometimes I want to look good because it's coming up to summer. Other times it might be more about my health. So it's constantly changing.
I just started really shallow and wanted to look like somebody.
Well, mine actually started in similar ways. I remember being at school and being completely overpowered by somebody. Very young, but I remember just feeling like, oh, wow, okay, that guy is like so much stronger than me. How do I get stronger? And then seeing Jean-Claude Van Damme jump up in the air and sidekick somebody in the face. Yeah. I was like, wow, okay, so that's what I need to do. I need to learn how to sidekick people in the face. So that's kind of where my fitness journey started. So yeah, so why do you choose a home gym then over like what I would refer to as Globo Gym?
Well, this is
Get a dodgeball
this is an interesting one for me, and I'll tell you why. Going back to, I guess when we Craig first started following each other, I one of the things that's my biggest bugbear with the gym was always people would say, "Oh, it's why can't you do 40 minutes a day? Why can't you do 45 minutes a day?" And I was like, well, it's not really 45 minutes a day, because you have to drive to the gym. That's 20 minutes. You have to get out of the gym. You have to go to the gym, get changed. That's, that could be anywhere between 20 minutes to an hour of your journey, especially at peak traffic. 45 minutes in the gym. Then you got to get out. Then you got to get showered.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got to drive home. So it's like, actually, it could be close to like 2.5, 3 hours.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah. And so that was like my big thing. And I thought, right, when I move house, don't mind where we move, Kim, but it's got to have a garage.
I had exactly the same conversation with my wife as well.
That was the one thing that we weren't looking at the size of the house, we were looking at the size of the garage.
Yes.
And I've got a single garage, but it does the job. So,
Yeah.
But also for the motorbike as well.
Yeah.
Which sort of features a bit in the channel. So yeah, when I moved there, I did that, and I was like, I want to make it as easy as possible. And I know also that if I wanted to get in the shape that I want to be in, I have to make it as convenient as possible. And so that was the home gym. And then naturally, like when I first set it up, it was pretty much some pads on some like mats on the floor. I was just doing push-ups and things like that. But I remember Craig's first comment, because I was like, I think he must have been like subscriber like 18 or something. And
I'm going to stop him here.
Go on.
Because you post most Saturday mornings, didn't you?
Yeah, you used to post every Saturday.
Every Saturday morning,
Every
I'm
Saturday.
there washing up. Yeah, so you've got an iPad at the side of me, and it pop up notification. Beyond Educated. Oh, what's that? And that's how we started posting on a Saturday and me washing up.
But the first comment was when you, because I think we said at similar times, was another home gym user #mint. So I went over to his channel. I was like, oh yeah, because when you first start, you don't know what you're doing. I was commenting everyone, subscribe to my channel, whatever. So yeah, that was kind of why I did home gym. It was the fact that, particularly now I've got a little baby as well. You've got no excuses when it's literally in your house, have you?
You think that, but I've got a funny story on that, which I'll share with you later.
Okay.
What about you, Craig?
Because I started so young.
Sorry, one thing as well. That mint thing on the comments. So I checked my spam comments one day, and I had about 40 comments from Craig that I'd never seen before, all because he had #mint at the end.
That's why I stopped putting the hashtag.
Is it?
Yeah.
Really?
Because I gave you a comment back. I said, just try this, see if it works.
Yeah,
it came through. So I
You just got rid of the hashtag.
Every week I used to go in and approve his comments from rejected. Funny.
So, because I started so young at 12, there was only one gym in my area, and you couldn't work out unless you were 16.
Oh, yeah.
So, 4 years on, I just got that used to training in me mum and dad's front room. It becomes embedded in you.
Oh, yeah.
And I've trained at commercial gyms, and you find that when you're training with somebody, especially if you've not seen them for a while, say, oh, let's meet up, you start gabbing. And before you know it, you've talked more than what you've trained. So that's why I much prefer to train at home. And plus, about 10 minutes near the end, I shout to Sue, stick me chicken on. And it's there ready.
Nutrition, yeah. I used to do that. I used to put stuff in the oven, think, I've got exactly 30 minutes now to get this done. That is definitely a big advantage. Yeah. Cool. Age 12, is that when you started then?
That's when I started. 12.
I think I was about the same, maybe a little bit younger as well. My dad
85 I started.
You were 85 years old?
No,
oh, no.
I feel like 85.
Yeah, my dad used to do sit-ups in the front room by he used to put a pillow on the floor and put his feet under the sofa and do sit-ups. So I used to just copy him. Okay. And then he had a garage gym around the corner as well, which had literally a bench press in it and some dumbbells. And I used to just go in there and train in there all the time. Nice. That was my favourite thing to do. And when I was like 12, I'd do it like 7 times a day. I'd go in and do like 12 reps. I'm like, okay, that's me done. That's a good workout. And then I'd go back again and again, just constantly going in.
Well, I really regret not training when I was younger and like making the most of it, because I went to an all boys school, but there was like a there was an all girls school next to it.
Now, and
that's where I spent my lunch times.
Yeah. But me and Sue was together in the last year, so that'd be up until the last year.
Okay.
Sorry.
No. That was,
The last
that was,
year when you didn't go to school was that? Yeah.
But we had a gym on site and we used to play rugby. So I didn't really properly get into to weights until university properly.
Right.
Did some stuff 17, 18 and then basically ate beans on toast and didn't train for a couple of years in my first 2 years of uni. And then I was like, what is going on? End of the first year, that was it. Me and my friends bought some Gaspari, random animal stat tablets, and you had to take 9 tablets. No idea what we were taking. I still don't know, to be honest, to this day. But so we did that and got on it, and that was it really.
Yeah, I used to just always train chest all the time, and that was it. I just didn't really know what else to do.
Yeah,
so
incline chest press. That was all.
And my nutrition was just the worst.
Yeah.
I think about now. I don't even know how I'm still alive. I'm pretty sure I should have died from malnutrition.
For the first 4 years, I only trained arms and shoulders. The first 4 years. That was it.
Yeah. Well, I think we've all been there at some point.
But then when I was at school, and I would be about 14, 15, I had a bit of a growth spurt, and because I was chubby, and then I sort of stayed the same weight but grew like 5 or 6 inches. And a few lads said, "Are you training?" Yeah, I might be. Yeah.
It's always nice when somebody notices. Yeah. So, Adam, you've just done your gym up a little bit. You got a new squat rack in there. But what equipment do you both have? What did you start with? What was your first bit of kit, I suppose?
Yeah, well, I've literally just put a video up today. So the first bit of kit that I started with, really, you might have seen it. I should have properly filmed it, but when I moved to the house, it was just full of wooden racks at the back of the garage, just with some spider's nests and the biggest spiders that I didn't even know you could have in this country. And so
I've got them.
yeah, still got them. So I was like, clear the whole thing out. So I knocked all the wooden shelves down and everything, and I got my mate round, and we spent half a day building this. It was a bit of a running joke, really. This wooden squat rack. That wobbled from side to side, but I've had 160 kg in it, and it's sort of stood up. Yeah, if you watch the video today, you see my mate basically destroying it with his own hands.
In 30
Really?
seconds.
Yeah.
Oh,
and I've been having 160. So that was the first bit of because I was to buy stuff, it was 80 quid, and then I needed to buy the free weights and all that. So I actually built a squat rack, and that was the other thing that I wanted to say. In terms of the channel, you don't need a lot. You need some stuff to get started, but you build it over time, don't you?
You need to be creative, don't you?
Yeah, you do.
Basically. Yeah.
I mean, when I first, it was at me mum. I used to train in my mum and dad's front room, and it took me ages to let her get me a bench. Ages, badgering her, and eventually she gave in, and it was I think it was a York. It had a squat. And a bench and a really dodgy leg extension.
Yeah. I had probably the same one
at the front, and that was it. That was my first bit.
Yeah,
they're tiny those as well, aren't they? It's one of the really narrow ones.
They really hurt your back because they're so narrow, aren't they?
But she wouldn't let me buy any more weights or anything. So when my mum and dad would go away for the weekend, they used to sneak out to Argos and buy some new weights.
Oh, really?
And she'd know. Have you got some more? No. Are you sure?
Tell you what about the York, this used to really bug me. So it took me ages to build up my collection of weights from home. And I started off with a York bench and York weights, and they're 25mm thread in the middle. But then everything else I bought afterwards was 28mm. So I couldn't use any of my York ones.
If you read up on it about York and Wader, it goes back years and years to a feud that they had in the 20s or 30s.
Right.
It's quite interesting reading, actually.
Oh, I'm furious about it. Even to this day, I got home. I was like, right, now I've got 150 kilograms of weights. When to put some on? I was like, did I go on?
So I'm facing that predicament now. So my sister she had some weights in the garage. She had 2 the individual squat stands, which aren't ideal, but I'm going to bolt them to the ground anyway. And then she's given me an Olympic bar, because my bar's literally bent like that now, because it was one of those cheaper Argos ones.
Max 100k ones.
Yeah. I literally was doing a row with it in the corner, and I was like, that's weird, and looked at it and it had gone, what? So anyway, the dilemma I'm facing now is she's given me 2 15-kilo plates, so I've basically got, obviously the bar's 20 kilos because it's an Olympic bar, and I've got another 30 kilos on it, but I'm left with basically 150 kilos worth of weights with the small ones,
Yeah.
and now I've got this Olympic bar, and I'm going to have to spend some money. And
The Olympic weights are way more expensive.
way more expensive as well. So that's something to bear in mind. You know, like if you're kitting your home gym out, start as you mean to go
Yeah.
on. I'd just say go for the. It's a bit more, but I would have gone for the Olympic stuff. But mine's
start
been an
with, yeah.
mine's been an amalgamation of stuff from 10 years ago to stuff like, you know, a year ago and 3 years ago, and all just piled into the garage.
Yeah.
Mine's an amalgamation of 33.
You got some good stuff in yours.
I was going to say, I tell you what as well, the metal weights, they keep their value pretty well.
Yeah.
I mean,
Do
you
they?
can normally sell them for about £1 per kilo.
Right.
Even now. So if you've got like 150 kilos of weights that are no longer the right size,
That's a good point.
you can put quite a bit of money towards them. Then head over to Decathlon or wherever
Yeah,
and pick up some Olympic ones. You
Yeah.
probably get you going relatively.
Good idea.
Yeah. That's one thing I like. Do you remember the plastic ones that you got?
I've still got them.
Have you still got them?
The reason why I keep them is because they're in like pound increments. So normally they're like say 1 1/4 pound.
Yeah.
So if you've got metal plates, are slightly under. So when you want to progress in weight, you've got much more smaller increments.
much
That's
better.
why I've kept them.
That's awesome. Cool. So what was the next bit of kit you bought after you got your York bench press?
Do you know I kept that?
You still got it?
I kept it.
You keep everything?
Up until about it was about 2 years ago. I got the power rack.
Yeah, I finally got rid of it.
Finally got rid of it.
Oh,
yeah.
I've always wanted a power rack.
So
Yeah.
got the power rack. I've got a machine bench press.
All
But
right.
it's like a lever arm, so you can do all sorts on it. Bent over rows, sort of anything really. Deadlifts.
Yeah.
Anything that's just straight up and down. You can be as imaginative as you want to be.
Yeah.
Calf raise machine. I've got a seated row.
All right.
I've got a lat pull down. Punch bag, speed ball.
You got a full set of dumbbells.
Full set of dumbbells.
You
What did we
dropped
go
on
up to?
those.
Now the full set of dumbbells, they go up to about 90 pounders.
All right.
I got from a gym stockist in Oldham, and they stock prisons. Sorry,
Right.
and they had the old stock back from this prison,
Nice.
and he just got it. And he was saying, "Oh, I need to shift them." I said, "How much do you want for them?" "Oh, he's 50 quid."
No way.
So a full set of the old style Olympic.
What's 90 pounds in kgs?
It's about 40 kilos or something like that. It's
Right.
pretty heavy, yeah.
41 kilos. Come on, you went to university. You're as bad as them when it comes to money.
I was just like, is that 15 kilos worth of weight? Is that 50?
It's like 3
I
dumbbells.
could have worked it out, to be honest, but yeah.
So yeah, they were all rusty and whatnot, but a bit of black primer on them, and
All right.
they come up really well.
Oh, wow. Nice.
In fact, the rack cost
Yeah.
me more to keep them
Yeah.
in than the actual dumbbells themselves.
I remember once, I'm really OCD about stuff, so I used to have to stack my weight to the biggest at the bottom, going to the smallest at the top in this triangle.
Well, that's why
It's
I
a
want to
nightmare.
invite you two to my gym. And I'll just open the door and say, just tidy it up for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I would. Before I left,
Because
everything would be let out. Your dumbbells would be in order on the rack and stuff.
You'll
Absolutely.
testify that I'm not the most...
No, you're not. Not
No.
so.
Is it a double garage, your gym, or a single?
It's a double.
Right.
It's a double length one.
Because when you film it, I think it's quite deceptive on the
Yeah.
camera. Because then, like, I remember watching a video, and you were like, "I'm just going to go to this area and do this way." I was like, "Where's that?" Like,
Yeah.
It's like it goes to a secret door and
TARDIS.
it opens up. Like, yeah. So it's double in sense.
Double
It's
length.
good. Yeah. Okay.
Double length. Yeah. So it is...
Yeah.
I think it's 26 foot by 13 foot. So that's a
Yeah,
pretty good
that's good.
sized area. I have most of the equipment down the sides and at the bottom, and then in the middle bit you can do, skipping, and you've got a good area there to deadlift and whatnot.
That's awesome. Do you ever use the gym?
Do.
See? You do? Awesome.
Reluctantly.
But Sue, she just does a twice body whole workout, and I'll get to do squats, bench press, lat pull downs, and
Awesome.
shoulder exercise, and that's it. That's all really you need
The basics.
for whole body strength. If you're a woman, that's basically. If you didn't want to, if you're not a gym addict or anything like that, but you want to keep strong and fit,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's twice a week, 4 exercises for about an hour each time. That's
Yeah.
she can beat me at arm wrestling.
I used to try and always encourage Sadie, says my wife, to use the gym, especially when I ended up emigrating my gym from the garage into the conservatory. And
That was a big mistake. Though.
yeah, it was for lots of reasons. But yeah, I've got this. I put a lot of thought into it. So similar to yourself, I got like this squat rack, and I got a bench, all of which I could fold away, so kept a bit of space out. And I felt quite guilty about it because I was using up a lot of space in the conservatory. And I said to Sadie, "Oh, if you want to use it, feel free." And she didn't like me watching her while I'm doing it, so I went into the kitchen, started making dinner and stuff, and all of a sudden I heard this massive crash. I don't know what happened, but a weight had fallen off and crashed while she was on the bench press or something like that, and she dented it. And I'm very OCD. I was like, "What have you done? I've literally had this like 10 minutes." I think ever since then, I think she ever used it again. Yeah, never mind. So what would you say the key advantages are of having a home gym then? I mean, you spoke about some of them already. So, for example, convenience probably being quite a big thing, I guess, at the moment, Adam, since you've got a young baby in the house. That must be good.
God, I mean, there's advantages. I guess it depends on your style of training. So, I do online coaching and I have some clients and stuff. I had a guy, one of the first guys that I took on program, and he was like, "Look, I'm not going to lie, I hate the gym. I hate going in. I hate the egos in there. I hate everything." So I was like, "Well, what do you like?" He's like, "Well, I could dig my bike out. I like cycling." And fortunately for me, because I'm an instructor at the gym, and one of my classes that I teach is no body weight. It's called Les Mills grit cardio. Just created a program that was body weight and burpees, push-ups, lateral jumps, and all that kind of stuff. So bringing it back to the question, it gives you the flexibility to kind of do what you want in your own space without having other people around. There's a guy, we all know, Sergeant Fit, who sort of comments, that's one of the reasons he doesn't like training in commercial gyms. People don't put the weights back. People like
leaving sweat marks
on the bench. Yeah, he hates that. And so there's the flexibility, I think, of the home gym. List them off, I guess: convenience, flexibility, being able to have your own equipment. You can kit it out yourself as you want it. So yeah, they're the key things for me, really. But it's about
not travelling as well. You think you said before at the start.
Yeah, not travelling. Yeah.
And if you're a bit shy, you don't have to worry about what other people are thinking. Not that many people pay attention to.
Well,
what
this
you're
is a
doing in the
big
gym.
thing actually, because my sister wanted to get into sort of training, and I didn't really think that it would be an issue. When you've been going to the gym for a long time, because I go in between home gym and I actually use a commercial gym.
Yeah.
But because I get free access from teaching there anyway. But more and more so, I noticed that actually a lot of people, particularly in the men's weight section, in the sense that they think it's the men's, but it's not. It's obviously for everyone. Get intimidated by doing that, and I think that's just a thing that some people find difficult to get around. So having stuff at your home that you can use, is absolutely great if you don't want to do that. So you can't make excuses for not going to the gym when you've got a decent gym at home. Yeah, that's what I always say to myself.
It's funny because the whole being shy thing, I never used to understand it, and then I trained from home for 3 years because I started training from home when I had kids. And that's what kind of encouraged me to go back to the home gym kind of way of doing things. And as the kids got older and I started doing kind of more complex plans that needed way more diverse machinery, I ended up going back to the gym. And when I first went back, I was like, I'm just going to wait a little bit until that guy's gone. I don't know why. I was just like, he's like lifting like 700k, and I'm like, I'm going to lift like 20. So.
I think I've just got so used now to working at home. I don't like commercial gyms. I really don't. I mean, a few years ago, I started training with my brother quite regular on a Saturday. I just did not like it at all. Yeah, waiting for machines. Yeah. Because I'm quite structured in what I want to do, and if I'm like, what do I do now? Yeah. That machine, I can't go on it.
There's nothing worse than you're going in and you've got a plan in mind, especially if you're limited on time. Yeah. You're right, it's going to just smash this in 40 minutes. You get in, it's like every squat rack's busy. It's like, no. So what am I going to do now? Okay, more arm curls.
But I think that's about finding the right gym as well. I train at Nuffield in Bolton, and they've got a gym there that you always have the squat racks are not always full. They've got enough variety of equipment. Whereas I've been to some
Do they have a lot of cable crossover machines?
Yeah, they do.
That's why.
Yeah, they do.
That's why.
Yeah, and they do. Whereas I've been to others, and like they're just horrendous. You can't get on anything. Normally the more budget ones, I find, to be honest, tend to be like that. I mean, this isn't expensive. I think if you get a membership of this, it's £45 a month or something. Whereas obviously when you go into the lower end, obviously more people go to them because it's cheaper.
Cheap.
I mean, I find that say you spend between 300 and 400 a year on your gym membership, I'm thinking
It's an investment in your kit.
Yeah, I could buy whatever for that.
That's what I used to think. Because at the time, the gym that Ted and I used to go to was £540 a year for both of us, which is £1,000 a year. You know, so I was thinking, a lot of kit for that. You know, you get squat rack, weights, everything.
Valid point, actually. When I first started, what I actually did was I was a member at the gym that I now teach at. That I get free membership because I teach it, and I was like, right, well, I'm paying £40 a month, that's £500 a year. So what I did was I cancelled my membership, and I had a 0% credit card for 12 months, and I said, right, so instead of my £40 for that, my £40 is going to go to my credit card, and I spent £500 pretty much on punch bag, battle rope, like 15 kg, 20 kg, 25, 35 kg dumbbells, decent ones, not the ones that you're having a screw on and all that. Like 20 kg fixed barbell, and so I put that as an investment. I think I ended up spending like £380 or something.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, and then I was like rocking then.
Yeah.
Then I ended up joining another gym down the road for £100 anyway. But it was like the principle was there.
That's good. I mean, because I like the idea of spending money on something that's going to last, like as an investment. But it is the upfront cost. So if you've got the the ability to have a 0% finance card or to get finance from like Fitness Superstore or somewhere.
I mean, like for me now, and Adam and yourself, for YouTube, a lot of gyms don't like filming.
That was one of my big advantages for you, because for you in particular, you do all your vlogs in your gym.
Because basically all I do is open the door, shout for Suzanne to come and film me. She comes, films me, then goes again.
Usually you shout me when I'm in the middle of doing something else.
I know, but still.
So that's why I'm usually, a bit angry.
Yeah, but I like that.
I like
sarcastic.
I like that.
I think it's good. I think you keep him really grounded, because he's like, I've lost a weight this week, I'm doing really well, and you're like, no, you haven't.
Yeah, he thinks
It's
like,
great banter.
a quarter of a pound's really, fantastic. Yeah, right. And I'm thinking, well, I know what you've eaten this week. No wonder it's a quarter of a pound.
That was funny, because my wife, she's terrible for saying, oh, you had that cookie. It's like, shut up.
Yeah.
It was the same when you were holiday video. You're like, I've had a really good week. She says, no, you haven't. You've had donuts.
Donuts, you've had crepes, you've had what?
That was it. It was a full day meeting.
That guy knows your first name.
Yeah, it was shocking. That was on the Mallorca one, wasn't it? I was like, shut up. I'm having this kiwi smoothie.
That's it, yeah. You can always rely on your wife to just properly keep you grounded. Yeah.
Just say it as it is. That's it, innit? That's it. Just say it as it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
You are basically like my conscience, aren't you? It's like my inner monologue coming out on the camera.
Yeah.
It's like, should you really be eating that? And he's like, stops. And then he goes, no. I'm just going to ignore her.
I could probably do one of those, actually. They'd be quite useful.
Yeah.
Do you do all the editing as well, Sue?
If you can call it that, yeah.
So you've got like a free editor, producer,
Basically,
he does
cameraman.
nothing. He does nothing whatsoever.
Yeah.
That's
I've sussed out.
Christian Guzman.
I was going to say.
Reveal filming him.
I would love that. That's the biggest part, is editing.
I've sussed out how to download it and stuff
That was on the old camcorder, yes.
Yeah,
you can forget the...
forget now that.
When you say
forget that now.
camcorder, I've just got this vision of it like being mechanical tapes. That
You're not far wrong there, to be honest.
We had one, didn't we? That was about 15 years old.
Yeah,
and I'm
JVC
thinking,
thing.
Yeah, can we use
massive,
that?
huge
She's like, no, you cannot. You have to
handheld
buy
one.
another one.
Yeah.
I'm devastated.
I know, I kept mine for so long thinking, I'm not going to get rid of this.
Yeah,
And then I
still
realised
got
that my
it.
phone's like a million times better. And I was like, oh, never mind.
In fact, we have still got that. And I did actually put one of the tapes in, and it was one of... it was Ellie's second Christmas. And I ended up watching it all.
With a tear in your
Yeah,
eye.
I was. I'm like, God, where's that little girl gone?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, rushy girl.
But yeah, the tapes and... yeah. But this isn't much better.
So it was a bit more advanced than that, was it?
And
Slightly.
Then we got the Sony.
It's just a Sony camcorder.
Yeah.
100 quid, I think it was, if that.
10 quid.
So was it a conscious decision to start doing a YouTube channel? Where did that come from?
Big fan of Lex Griffin. I think
yeah.
you're a big fan as well.
Yeah.
But
But he lives quite close to, not too far away from me.
And I'm thinking to myself, there's nobody of my age really, a little bit of a chunky lad at the time, that's on YouTube. Thinking that, didn't know about small channels because obviously it's only the big channels.
Yeah, you never find them.
When you start first watching YouTube, it's only the big channels that come through. The smaller ones have got no chance. So then when you get into YouTube and you start with your small channel and you start getting comments from people, who are you? Me. And it's like 10 subscribers, really? I was expecting 20,000 and stuff like that. And a whole then world opens up to all these other small YouTubers. And oh God, there's hundreds of us.
Yeah.
It's like a community now, though, isn't it? Because you're all chatting away, aren't you?
Yeah.
You all support each other, and you've got in with the weight loss channels as well.
That very first video, was it about 30 takes?
Yeah.
We were doing it, and nothing was right, and it was just originally going to be me. And there was one of the takes, and we was in.
It was in the front room. The first one was in the front room.
No, prior to that, trying to get one, and I'm sat there, and she's filming, and she's like, "Oh my God, I've got the bin in the background," and sort of a light bulb went off, and that's it. I've got to have as my conscious
someone to bounce off
in the background. Yeah. So because there's nothing worse than dead air.
Yeah.
So
the bands is the best bit. I really.
It's like that's how we're going to be.
Yeah.
And
that was the parallels between your channel and kind of Sergeant Fitz's channel.
Yeah.
In that you had
with
that.
His daughter.
Yeah. Just this voice behind the camera, just giving him grief.
Yeah.
I think it's really good. It's almost like my favourite part. It's the bit I think that I would really like. That's missing.
I agree.
He said he would do it, but she'd be so harsh. I just start crying on camera. So.
She never really features in yours, does she say that? Kim sometimes appears in mine, but yeah, I don't recall that.
The very first couple of videos, she was in a few, and she's got this. She really wants to do this. It's like a genealogy test. You can find out what percentage you are of every different background. So she got it from like myancestry.com or something. She's bought 2 so that we can both take the test and then find out what our results are. So she'd want to do a bit of a collab for that.
Get it done.
And I was like, yeah, that sounds pretty good. But then we just never get around to filming it. And we'd have 2 screaming kids running around in the background. So we always need to be like one person that's around looking after the kids. So, yeah.
True.
How old are your kids now then?
I got the one.
Just the one?
Just the one.
Yeah.
She's 14.
Going on 25.
Yeah.
And does she ever use the gym stuff as well?
No, she does cheerleading.
To be truthful, she has got...
you went to a show, didn't you?
Yeah, last Saturday we were
a fantastic structure.
Right.
If she ever takes up weight training, she has got a fantastic... when you see somebody and you think, God, you've got a great structure for it.
Yeah.
She just has.
Yeah.
It's sort of like an amalgamation of...
genetics.
The genetics.
Yeah.
She's... How can I phrase it without being sort of unflattering? She's got big shoulders and arms and... But you think yourself, if you train...
She's
athletic.
Definitely.
Yes, she is.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's been doing cheerleading for...
It's supposed to be hard, that,
it
isn't
is hard.
Yeah.
And she
basically
comes
gymnastics, isn't
It
it?
is, yeah. And she's a base as well, so she gets feet in the face.
All the weight on her.
Yeah.
I've seen her get kicked in the face, just a flinch, and you think, good God, that put me down.
I was there crying, yeah.
She's a tough cookie.
Yeah.
She comes back and she's like, oh, God, my shoulders are it, because obviously they stand on the shoulders, and she enjoys it. So as long as she enjoys it, then she can carry on doing it. She's got an interest in it, hasn't she?
Yeah,
so,
that's it, yeah.
Which I thought it might have dropped off, because you tend to find when they get to sort of 13, 14.
She's not found
other
boys
interests.
yet.
And boys.
Yeah, she's not found boys yet. So.
No, she has found boys.
Really?
But there's not one to
You
her
just don't know about
liking.
it, Craig.
Have you seen that? You've seen Bad Boys 2?
Yeah, that would be me.
I'm waiting for the day, honestly. I've got my golf clubs ready and everything.
Get your Sony camera out.
No, when you say to us there are no boys and she says none in my year, what does that tell you?
I just don't think about it.
I think like mother, like daughter. That's what I
Really?
think. Although it's gone the opposite now, hasn't it?
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, the other day when we were going into Hollister, and there was about a group of 5 or 6 girls coming out of Hollister, and they went, "God, he's gorgeous." and it was me and Ellie, sort of just a bit behind the scene. I was like, "What's your mum here?" So she goes in, and this lad, I mean, I'm not, but you could tell. God, you could have your pick. And she walks past him smiling. The hair flick. I said to Ellie, I said, she's still got it.
It was a bit far too young for me, I'm afraid.
Really?
Yeah. Sort of like Zac Efron in sort of High School Musical. That's what he kind of looked like.
So Zac Efron, that's who my son now aspires to. He's seen him in Great Showman. My son's really into like performing arts, so he's seen The Great Showman, and then saw a bit of him in Baywatch until we found out just how incredibly rude it was. And we saw how like ripped he was in that. He was like, "Oh my!" He's like, "Is that Zac Efron?" He's like, "Oh my! I want to be like that." But it's really funny because you're talking about like the structure of like your children.
Yeah.
My daughter, she's the same. She's like really. I wrestle with them all the time. And Bella, she's like 5 years old, but she's like just solid ball of muscle.
Yeah.
And she's really naturally athletic. Whereas my son, who looks like a complete brute, by comparison, he's not quite as strong. He's like 7 years old, and he's just a very different kind of shape and different kind of structure. So she could be athletic, but for him, he's got a lot more work to do, unfortunately. So.
Whereas my son's just really chubby, fat. But
As a
he's
baby,
5 months.
I was going to say, just get him as big as you can.
Yeah. Just that little baby chub now at the minute. Just kind of coming.
Once
on.
they start moving around.
Yeah.
Because he'll be sat up now. Is he sat up? He sits up by himself.
He's just sitting up, so we kind of put his arms forward the other day, and he was.
That's the best bit. That is the best bit when they can sit and can't. But that's all they can do.
Yeah, they can't move.
They can't move. They can't crawl. They can't walk, and you just put them there and they don't move, and they just grin at you all the time. It's fantastic.
It was about nine. It was £9 or so.
Yeah.
Jack was £9. £9
It was a decent size.
Yeah.
So,
I always feel sorry for Sadie every time I say his weight. But that's funny. So one of the stories I was going to tell you before was so I emigrated my gym from the garage into the conservatory to be even more convenient. So the kids are little. I think Jack was must be about 2 years old. Bella was just born. And I was like, right, okay, I've got a couple of minutes now. I'll go into the conservatory. I'll do some weights. And what used to happen was I'd turn around and literally faces plastered on the door of the window with the kids just watching me.
Yeah.
And I was like, I came here to kind of get away. Those would be really convenient with no distractions, but no, seriously, everyone's just there watching.
Yeah.
And then you'd be mid-set, like, I'm going to get a PB now. This is going to be awesome. Dad. Yeah, it's either Dad or Luke. Someone's been sick. Come clean it up or something. Or someone's knocking on the door. There's actually so many distractions.
That's why you need to keep it separate.
Yeah.
And lock yourself in and soundproof it.
Yeah.
bit too much, but yeah, you get the idea.
So on the disadvantages side, have you noticed any disadvantages about training from home? Because I've got a few.
I think the one disadvantage is the variety of equipment. But then that can be a bit of an advantage because I think if you can squat and deadlift and bench press, you're more or less set.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the hammer strength.
Yeah.
It's good, isn't it?
Hammer strength is good. I like for legs. What I used to do is I used to do a lot of squats and then do loads of like leg press and things. Leg press drop sets. I used to love those.
Yeah, leg press. There's nothing better than a leg press.
Yeah. I used to miss things like that. And then initially it was like novelty. But then when you get good at using even like things like cables, every so often you think, cable machine's good for this stuff.
Well, yeah, the full cable.
I'll be looking to see if I can fit
one in.
But I think, the thing with equipment is, like you said, you can do most of the stuff with what you want. But I always tend to find, there used to be one at like a sport, and each gym seems to have like a quirky kind of piece of equipment that I always find. So it used to be like a dual axis pulley that was like you would go out as a lat pull down, but you would pull out first and pull down. I would always just like I never found it anywhere, and I always find that each gym's kind of got like their own unique one that really works on
Yeah,
the
something
area that
quirky
you
that's-
yeah,
you can't
exactly,
find
that
anywhere
you
else,
just
yeah.
that you just wouldn't buy because it'll either be $2,000 for your own gym or it just wouldn't fit in, and it's literally going to target one muscle.
Yeah.
So you have to have equipment. Really, if you look at the multi-gym that I've just got that's multifunctional, because there's no point having, I don't know, like just this seated rows, bad example, because you could probably do triceps and some biceps with that. But do you know what I mean? A piece of equipment that's just going to target, like, you're better having something that covers, more variety. Like you said, the main compound lifts as well, if you're doing your bench and your squat and your deadlifts and stuff, which you don't need much for. Let's face it, you could get some weights and you could get an Olympic bar, and you could do that, and you'd be strong and conditioned from that.
And it's funny because when I had my home gym, I felt like I was so limited by the weight. I've only got like 150 kilos, but then in reality, did I ever use 150 kilos? I was like, no.
No.
So you don't really need it as much as you maybe think you do.
But then she'll be on Gumtree. So look at that. Leg press.
Yeah.
And then you say self-collect. Really?
Are you max capacity now in your gym?
No.
You got loads of
more
space?
No. I could squeeze it. I can squeeze in another machine.
Yeah.
So the cable crossover.
Just need those dimensions. Yeah.
Look, so I can squeeze another piece of machinery in.
Yeah.
Where do you guys get most of your stuff from? Do you buy it new or do you buy it from Gumtree and stuff? Or
Bit of a mixture.
Yeah.
Really. Just type in cheap.
So the weights, it's really interesting this because when you're looking to kit out your home gym, I think if you'd have been looking to do it 10 years ago or something, you'd have been paying a lot of money for like free weights and dumbbell weights. Now, if you're getting something like, so I think the heaviest I've got is 35 kg, which, to be honest, for most of the thing, I'm not even shoulder pressing 35 kg. For my bench press and stuff I'm doing on an incline, generally speaking, it's all right during that rep range. Particularly, you can always go to it as your second exercise if it's not heavy enough. But, they're pretty reasonable on eBay.
Yeah.
You kind of pay, I think for something like a 35 kg dumbbell pair, you're looking at like £140 or something, which might sound like a lot, but then obviously as you get in the 12s, they're only £40. So it's kind of like eBay's one of the places I got all the dumbbells from.
Was it?
Yeah.
The good thing about eBay is if it's collection only, you tend to not get many people bidding against you.
Yeah, it's true.
Whereas when it's delivered, you've got the whole UK after them. But yeah,
Are you talking stuff from the people that are reselling?
Yeah.
And I tend to buy them from like a company.
Outlets.
An outlet selling them, and they'll deliver it. And
Argos
obviously,
outlet and stuff.
Well, it's like there's companies that kind of sell the rubber hex weights now, and it's interesting because they all came differently. Because obviously, when I got the 35 kgs, the guy turned up and he was like, "What the bloody hell is it?"
It's like in a cardboard box. He just picks up the box.
It was in a cardboard box. And the other thing, the next time I got them and I got the 20 odd kgs, he delivered it to next door, and he came round and he said, "You're gonna have to come and get these. I don't know what's in these packages." I was like, "The weights."
Was that when I had them chains delivered to your...
to my work. Yeah.
I can only imagine what people thought they were for.
God. Yeah.
pair of £50 chains, weren't they?
Is that how much they weigh?
They were,
Nice.
So, yeah.
So yeah.
The carrier driver
Did
was
he go
just
in and say,
like...
"Can you give us an
Yeah.
ambulance?"
He did. And more fool me, I went out and helped him. And then I had to put him in my car by myself.
I know.
I know.
The little Ford KA. It's gone now.
It'd be like tipped on one side. Yeah.
Yes.
But it's interesting actually. I mean, I'm trying to wrap my brain now. I didn't really sort of think too much about that question. But let's say you had a home gym that had the space you need and the equipment you're in. I can't really see any other disadvantages, to be honest.
No, I'm totally in agreement.
You know what I mean?
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here's my mind.
Go on then.
So distractions aside, because that was a big thing for me. Weather is actually a big thing, especially when I was in the conservatory. Because in winter, it'd be so bloody cold.
All right, I'll give you that one. I will give you that one for sure.
Yeah?
Yeah. Because my garage has a metal roof.
So in summer, you'd be red hot.
So it's like a prison hot box at this particular time.
Sweat box, yeah.
And in winter, ooh.
You know when you pick up the weights in the morning and they're freezing. It's like, think, I can handle it. And then 2 reps in, it's like, it's going all the way to my elbow.
That's a valid point in some key months, but...
key months, there's just like 3 months a year where it's like good weather.
But you can also get that feeling when it's freezing that you're Rocky in Rocky 4.
Yeah, you put on your hoodie.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
No, do
Yeah, no,
something like
that's a valid point. Yeah, I guess really the dream for me would be we'll probably stay in this house for like maybe 5 years or something like that, and we'll probably look to move again. And when we move again, I'd really like to establish a home gym that's probably got an aircon and it's nicely fitted, and I've spent a bit,
proper,
a bit, yeah, like like the Rocks.
Yeah. These massive tent that you keep.
Maybe not that extreme, but I would like to really have a.
Would you go that distance for then doing personal training from home?
I know some personal trainers that train from home.
Yeah, I mean that was something else that I thought. I mean, I don't actually do personal training. I do group exercise and I do sort of distance-based coaching. And it's not something that I've necessarily done, but that was actually something I considered. If you had something set up, and because you don't need a lot of stuff, but if you had it nice in a nice environment, you could well do that, couldn't you? So yeah, that's the plan.
Yeah, that's an awesome plan. You can get one of aircon as well. That's really
but the aircon's
next
probably
level.
the last thing on the list to be fair, but you get the idea.
Yeah. Okay, so in terms of other disadvantages, one thing maybe, I mean, you say you don't like other people. Other people actually, in most cases, annoy me. So if they're using my weight, if they're hogging weights with the triple drop sets, they're curling in a squat rack. The biggest thing for me,
See,
mobile phones.
I can curl in this squat rack.
You can.
I feel good about it.
Yeah. No one's judging you. Maybe Sue.
In fact, I did a video, didn't I, where I was curling in the squat rack, yeah.
Did you? I can't remember.
Terrific. Anyway. But that is my bugbear.
But sometimes though, you go to a gym. I went to this one in Essex. This is one of my first ever collab videos. Went to a gym in Essex, and it was a proper bodybuilding, old school gym. Pictures of Arnold Schwarzenegger on the wall, that kind of thing. And we were having the best time. I think we had about 3 cans of Monster, but we were having the best time when we were doing it. And the atmosphere was immense. And you see these guys, and they're humongous. And they're in front of you, and you're like, excuse me, mate, I need that weight. And yeah, mate, go for it, go on.
Yeah.
And the atmosphere was really good and really encouraging. And then sometimes you go back home and you train by yourself, you're like, it's just me.
Yeah.
And you don't squeeze out the reps in the same way. You think,
there's definitely benefits.
Whereas if someone was watching, you'd be like, maybe get 2 or 3 more reps out of that.
Yeah, there's definitely benefits of training sometimes with a like-minded person. Agree with you, Craig. You do get sometimes distracted, but the people thing in the gym generally isn't an issue for me at the gym I go to. I know it is an issue because I'm one of those that puts my headphones in, noise cancelling or whatever. Don't speak to me.
I put them in even if my batteries have run out, just again to people don't told.
And I'm like that. Don't speak to me. I know what equipment I'm going on, and I'm going to do that. Music's on, that one, that equipment, that, and I'm gone. And it is a bit frustrating at my gym to some extent because I have family and friends that are there, but I always still kind of keep it relatively low key and just get on with it. So that isn't necessarily a problem, but I can see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
But the advantage
of
a home gym, you can play whatever music.
That was one of my points, because the music at Globo gyms are pretty.
It's not many gyms that play Wham.
Is that what you listen to?
Yep.
I'm imagining a Wham on an LP.
Not quite.
It's all 80s music that I listen to when I'm
and
training.
70s as well.
70s. I'm a big fan of 80s music, actually. Yeah, 80s music when you're training.
And the old Rocky, definitely old Rocky CDs.
Yeah.
CDs.
I say
None
Rocky's.
of this Bluetooth with your phone or like that.
Yeah.
CDs.
Well,
CDs.
funny story on that because I actually train in my gym with my headphones in as well. And when I first moved in, we've got a really nice little neighbourhood, to be honest. And we've got people next door are very elderly and have a pristine garden, and people on the other side have got a nice family, and the other guys, it's like that. And so I went there straight away, moved in. Where's this guy, slamming weights, putting everything in, and I had this speaker system, this 5 speaker system with this bass thing. Anyway, after about 3 weeks or whatever it was of training every night, and boom, boom, the guy just come really politely, to be fair, and he was like, said something along the lines of, "Oh, there's some booming," it's this basically subwoofer that was going through his wall while I was watching TV. So I thought, oh, do you know what? Like, I'll just listen with my headphones in. And I felt really bad for them. So yeah, that's kind of like the music. Although you can listen to what you want, it doesn't matter to me, home gym or commercial gym.
Oh no, I've got it as loud as I can.
Yeah.
My roof vibrates and everything.
You should have said to the guy, mate, you're elderly. I didn't think you'd be able to hear it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You probably feel it though if you've got the subwoofer right against the wall.
But it was like a really old one, and it was one of those that it only seemed to be bass and no trebles. It was like, so anyway, kept it to the headphones.
So, just very quickly, Adam, sorry I didn't ask you this question, but why did you start vlogging, by the way?
Good question. Oh yeah. So what I did was, I was watching YouTube for about properly for about a year before, and it actually started because a couple of reasons. I thought I was in a job and I wanted to do something else in something that I actually enjoyed because I didn't enjoy my job, and so I thought. I've seen all these people on YouTube, and a bit like you mentioned before, Craig, where it's like you don't realise there's millions of people trying to make it big, and it's still now an issue that on YouTube it's kind of a separate issue that, like, you know, your videos I have to search for. They never appear, and so. But I mean we could talk all day about that. So I was like, right, I'm going to set myself a goal within 2 years that I just want to be bringing in an extra couple of £100 a month.
Do you know that was my that was my goal.
And that's never happened.
Not just from YouTube though. So from like selling any of the other bits and pieces, doing that, and doing something I enjoy. But I also kind of thought these people out there. I thought, to be honest, with you, like, I don't know, arrogant, naive or whatever. 2 years, I'll be flying, you know, like million subscribers, whatever. And then I like quickly realised.
Move to the side.
I quickly realised that's not the case. So
my first video got 30 views, and I was like, I was like,
you watched it 25.
Yeah, I think I'd watched about 10 at least myself.
So
I remember being too scared to check it. Cause what if it's on like 200? Oh, I can't handle the pressure. And I checked it, was like 30, and I was like, 30? 30, really? I know
you didn't know about
people.
the algorithm and all this kind of stuff and all that. So yeah, I kind of thought there's a couple of things. I enjoyed fitness, I'd enjoyed YouTube, and I wanted to do something. And it's really funny, when I first started up, it's a bit like anything. I guess it kind of all links into the stuff we're talking about, it, you know, with bettering yourself and the Strive mindset podcast and stuff. But like the amount of people that were just like, what are you doing? Like, because in my kind of arenas, it was like a bit weird to everyone. Like, you know, why are you posting video? And what's even more strange about that is the amount of people that are actually doing it. And you're like, actually, I'm not a minority. There's like 1 million people, content creators on YouTube doing stuff.
All different.
And so to people that don't know that kind of arena and environment, it's very strange, particularly when you kind of stood in front of the cameras. And I get stick from mates about, you know, some of the slogans and things like that. So, you know,
I get it all the time. It's like, you do know your first 100 videos started, hi guys. It's like, damn it. So it did.
That was the one thing I wanted, was a big intro.
You know, you nailed it.
And how it all came about was me and Sue love going to concerts, so we were going to watch My Chemical Romance in Newcastle.
Nice.
And we was in the bar later. I was chatting to the barman, and he says, "Oh, what are you going to say?" I've seen My Chemical Romance. He says, "Oh, I went to see Alice Cooper last week, and he was mint." And that was it. And it stuck in my head, and I thought, I love the Geordie accent. And it stuck with me, that. I thought, I want to use that. it just carries on and carries on.
It's expanded though, hasn't it? Or was it always be? Now, you've seen the title.
No.
No, that's been relatively recent.
Relatively recent. I just want to sort of expand a bit.
Yeah, he shouts me in to film him, and then he'll say, "What's the title?" And I don't know what.
I do it on purpose. Yeah. So then there's a bit of a gap, so then I can think what I want to say.
Nice. Yeah, I like that.
So it's how you develop your own style, don't you?
Totally, yeah. I mean, again, we were talking before, when you look at your early videos, the first ones, I've actually made them private, because I was like, they are so bad. I don't want anyone to see them.
They are definitely, you know, rabbit in the headlights sort of thing. It's like,
it does push you though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It does take you a little bit outside of your comfort zone.
Definitely.
Like, you put a camera in front of me now, it's no issues with, you know, vlogging things like, and I'll speak like I would speak normally, and it's all about part of it was the fun of doing something different.
It's
difficult. I can edit videos. I know how to use Photoshop now. I remember trying to start on Photoshop and just thinking, Jesus Christ, what
am I doing?
Yeah.
I don't know how to edit, but Sue does now.
Yeah. So getting used to all that kind of software and Premiere and things like that. So much so that I started working for myself earlier in the year, and they asked me to go and film a video for a course we were running an employment course for getting people into jobs and getting work done for that. So I went along with all my kit and filmed a video for a client to do some stuff like that.
Take it that way,
so it's all about building your portfolio of stuff you can do, really.
Yeah.
Something you enjoy.
Well, I started vlogging because we needed to do videos for our business, and we're like, oh, it's gonna be so easy. Press record, and I'm like, what do we mean? It was just awful. It was so cringeworthy. So we did it as a testing ground.
Yeah.
And then it was like, oh, actually making videos is awesome.
Yeah. That's great. I love it. I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
And even though I'm so busy with work and everything else, I still enjoy sticking the camera on and just talking to it.
Yeah.
I mean, now when I do a video on my own, and I'll say, yeah, Sue's not here now, I bet everybody goes, yeah. Turn that off.
You get a cardboard cut out
Yeah.
with a blurred face.
Blurred face and bring it in.
You should be like a ventriloquist and mental.
Can't wait for the reveal one day.
You should definitely do one.
Yeah, I'm saying now,
Sue's-
million
Sue's like that,
subscribers.
When we hit the million, it's going to be a big reveal.
It's going to be a big reveal.
What, wasn't there a film with something like that? And they kept saying there was somebody that was always off camera. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, I kind of vague memory. The only thing I likened it to, like I said before, was unbox therapy with that Jack. I don't know.
Yeah.
Funny.
So, WhatsApp was just very conscious of time because we're now on a 57 minute mark, believe it or not. But very quickly.
Do part 2.
Maybe. But very quickly, what are your goals? Craig, I know you're doing the cable diet.
The cable diet.
At the moment. So, do you want
Yes.
to tell people about that?
Well, basically, yourself, Luke, did a video, how long would it be? About 3 weeks ago?
Yeah, about a month ago, yeah.
So, and I made a comment on Luke's viral video, yeah, and I got a few comments back saying that somebody of that age could not get into that sort of shape. I'll not say the other words. So I took that to heart, and I've done a bodybuilding show, and I know that you can get into that shape naturally. So that's my 6-month goal.
Awesome.
Going forward.
Yeah. I mean, that's funny because that video in particular, I actually switched comments off. Not switched them off the video. I just stopped getting notified about them because every 30 minutes they'd be like, "That guy's so not. He's so fake and this and that." I was like, "Oh, do you know what? I can't even bother to respond to him anymore."
Hey, I've been called a retard.
You know what's funny as well? You can just imagine that the guys that are
Seems
commenting.
like they don't even know you're in the right.
I know. But it's like most of them though. You think, have you guys even been to the gym? Do you even know what's possible? It's just infuriating. You can't educate everyone. So.
And there was your last one with Michael P. Jordan.
Oh yeah.
So I just put on with hard work and you can achieve this without steroids. And then somebody put, I don't know, well, let's call him Xenomorph 125. Put, how did you know he didn't take steroids? And I just put, well, I was stood next to him all the time, kid. And that was it. And then he sent me a proper sort of answer, and I sent one back to him.
All right.
So that all,
that's
all
better.
It did go.
Yeah.
I was half expecting
Just to
someone
kick
else.
off. Yeah. It's funny though. You never know what to do with them. Sometimes you can give a nice response back and you just get more flack.
Yeah.
And other times you can turn them around.
Yeah.
I always try to give diplomatic. So I've had a couple, sort of reasonably sized videos.
Yeah, you got some good ones.
One of them was
The bench press
the
one.
bench press one, which
I got flack on that one.
Yeah.
I just commented.
Yeah.
It's like 20 people.
But
But the thing is, I didn't even get notified. So I was like, oh, one of Adam's videos is doing well. And I had a quick look at it. And I was like, oh, mine's got like 20 responses. And I had looked through them. I was like,
Oh, was it? I've
Luke,
not
you're so
seen
bad
that.
at bench press. I was like, oh, cheers. These are good
So
comments.
that one I had to I just get people commenting. So in the video I say like, put down below, not thinking like that it would, have whatever 100,000 views, and so like I just get comments, or still not turned them off. Someone just goes, 18 years old, 100 kg, and I just get comments like that all the time. And I first started off when it was happening. Obviously, the video didn't take off initially.
I'm always like, video didn't happen.
I was replying to people going, "Well done, that's really good. Well done, well done." Yeah. And then eventually it was just like ridiculous. But the other one that I got the most stick for was the how to get to sub 10% body fat.
And I put, there's no way you're 10%. I say you're 10.1% at least.
Yeah, and absolute kind of, that was the biggest kind of. But like, see, I got some people. Someone put a comment the other day like, what an idiot. Like,
and that's it. What an idiot.
You speak like some or whatever. So sometimes I ignore, but sometimes I just put a response, but I don't get into it. I'll put a nice response saying, all right, yeah, I can see why you think that, blah, 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 whatever. So.
And that's why I don't comment. I wouldn't be very nice about it.
Funny thing is, like, they used to really bother me, and I'd be like, oh God, that guy said something mean. But like now I'm like, it doesn't bother me so much anymore, but every so often they'll say something that really cuts deep, like, dude, your hair. Oh, man, that's like, I'm going to lose sleep over that.
Who are all these people? That's what I want to know.
The way I think about it now, if you want to take on me and Sue in the comments, bring it on.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, Sadie's the same. She's like, tell him this. I can't
yeah, that's fine. And do you? No, you don't, do you?
Yeah.
No.
Sort of.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
I try and keep the diplomatic stance for as long as I can. Cool. Right. Well, final question for both of you. If anyone out there is watching or listening and they're interested in setting up their own home gym, what would be your number one piece of advice for them?
Okay, go for it, Craig.
I would say the number one piece of equipment, get yourself a power rack, because then you've got the safety spotters as well. Bench, barbell, plates, done.
Yeah.
Crack on.
Everything else is accessory.
Squat, deadlift, bench, everything else takes the back seat.
Awesome. What about you, Adam?
I think you've got to find, it doesn't even have to be a home gym in the sense that it has to be in your garage. It could just be a space that in your house that you allocate to doing exercises. There's a guy called Ross Training or Ross Inamit. I don't know if you've heard of him, but he's absolutely awesome.
He's ripped as well.
Yeah, he's absolutely ripped. He's a professional. I think he's a professional boxing coach, and like you see him just skipping in his kitchen, like in a tiny space. He's obviously ridiculous at skipping. Or you see him doing
knocking pots and pans everywhere.
Yeah. I know. Could you imagine? But I'd just say set yourself up a space, but it's got to be something you enjoy. So that was the main thing for me with the garage. I could have just chucked some weights into the garage, but I know I would never have used them. Like, and my mate's done that. He's chucked some weights into the garage, and he's not made it a gym, so he's just not using them. So, like you've got it, Craig. Like, it has to be a space dedicated to exercise, in my opinion. So if you're going to do it, have that as your dedicated space.
I don't like anything else going in the garage now.
Yeah.
Any paint tin or out. Does it really have to go in the garage? That paint tin.
Nothing worse than getting into the garage to train and someone's put a load of empty boxes in there. So I've got to tidy up now before you even get started.
So do that. Get your basic equipment. Your barbell, your dumbbell. You don't need anything fancy. But for a couple of £100, which let's face it, you're paying for a gym membership, you can definitely get resistance bands as well. Are good. You can definitely get enough equipment to keep yourself fit and healthy. But let's face it, the main thing that's going to keep you fit and healthy and lean, if you like, is going to be your diet. So that's the next one for home kitchens.
My big thing was, so my home gym, which isn't a home gym, but the stuff I have at home now is I have a pull-up bar, which is in the kitchen door, which Sadie absolutely loves, as you can imagine. Oh, the kid's doing a hanging challenge off it though. They're watching your video.
How long have they got on?
So Bella, when she really tries, she can do well, but she averages around 30 seconds. Jack is actually just beating me, so it's the competition's heating up.
Are they both going for the Alton Towers?
2 minutes, yeah, they want the 2 minutes. Jack's on 1 minute 30 now, so he's getting there. But I think the bar at Alton Towers is going to be real thick, so I put the fat grips on the bar, which has brought my time down to about 10 seconds.
I've not seen this one. What's this?
Oh, it's not a video. Oh, at Alton Towers, there's this...
grip challenge.
It's a grip challenge. You have to hang for 2 minutes. Okay. If you do it, you win some giant teddy or something. In America, you win like hundreds of dollars or something. Yeah. But in the UK, you just get some teddy that you have to try and fit in your car somehow.
Right, right.
Yeah, so the kids are desperate to try and win that. But I've got my pull-up bar, I've got my resistance bands. I've got a fake TRX that I can put in a doorway.
Nice.
And just recently, I acquired. Have you guys seen the Bowflex dumbbells? These are like
You've bought them.
No, not exactly. Well, kind of. It's a cheap copy.
I haven't seen them.
Oh, they're amazing. So, well, they're very clunky. They start off at 5 kilograms and they go all the way up to 41 kilograms. So essentially the same as yours, but they take up a very small amount of space.
Oh, you mean the ones where you twist?
We twist them.
Yeah.
But they're great for drop sets.
Right.
Great for just having lots of
I always
weight in
wondered
small
about them.
space.
So are they good? Or
I've only just got them, like literally like 3 or 4
always seems
days
a bit
ago.
like a bit clunky and awkward.
It seems alright.
Right.
It seems nice and quick and easy to use. The thing that's scary is, say you're doing bench, they're a bit rattly.
Right.
And when it's rattling over your
stay on
face, yeah, it's like,
Are you not a fan, Craig?
please don't fall.
No.
Well, one thing is like
But they're so big though, aren't
Yeah.
they're big, like yeah.
they? For doing like curls and stuff like that.
You can just about do curls together, but I think the thing that's I don't know how strong they are, but they don't feel very strong.
Right.
So like you can't just do like a big bench set and then just throw the weights on the floor. You have to be like, okay, now I need to very carefully
You'd be
put
thinking
them
if you threw
down.
it on the floor, they might just
And he would explode.
They
Surely.
did cost £6 from China, though, didn't they?
I actually think Argos messed up, and I got them quite a good deal.
Nice.
So, yeah. So okay. So I think that's probably a good opportunity now to wrap things up. Unless there's anything anybody wants to add.
Not from my end.
No.
Just
Okay.
go check out Craig's channel, my channel.
You beat me to it. That was my little outro. So I was going to say, if you want to check out Adam and Craig's channel, their links to their channels will be in the description below. So if you're watching those on YouTube, don't forget to check them out. Give them a like, give them a subscribe. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe as well for more great content like this. And we'll see you in episode 7 next time. Thanks. Cheers, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.